Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and some. Woo, we're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries. Why am I forgetting that? Oh, okay, let me do it
I
again.
really didn't know what was happening. I'm like, you always look to the side, and I think that someone's about to walk in. I'm like always so scared watching you do this. But
we're okay. Let's get it together. We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
yes, it through our own lens, which can be peppered with whatever's happening in our lives that day. But sometimes, at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet. Hi.
Hello, everyone. So we're discussing 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 4. I don't know the name of it.
I'm trying to look it up right now, and the answer is what the mind does not want. What the
Is that
mind
it? That is. Why do they have
does
the
not want.
worst titles? It's like Love After Lockup. Well, Love After Lockup had the worst titles, but also this is having the worst titles too, and I don't understand why. Okay, so we don't have pictures of them. Let's get started with our first couple, and that is Jen and Rishi. So this is I'm going to get to the part, but I'm sick of the producers showing these countries and showing people doing like the weirdest things. Now, and I'm gonna take that back. I'm not gonna say the weirdest things, doing things that an American person would never even conceptualize that could possibly happen. And when we get to it, I'll talk about it. So Jen has woken up and she's very excited. She is gonna get on a 6-hour drive to meet her fiance, Rishi. And Chris loves that hotel.
I mean, it's just like the marble and like her bathroom looked great, she slept very good in that bed, and I'm glad because it's not gonna be, always that way. She's living her life in this hotel, and I feel like, I get it. And she gets honey her weird backpack, and it's weird, especially because it's like, who bought that backpack and why? Is it like, was it a joke gift? I mean, it's a little girl's backpack, but she gets in this car, honey, this taxi, and she's, worried. She says, what if they are not attracted to each other anymore? And this part interesting to me. Wah wrote it down, but yeah, this is what I want to hear your, what that's put out in you. To me, it's like, once I've been intimate, what's intimate? Once I've been intimate with someone, once I've been intimate with someone, and like multiple times, and they keep calling me, like I kind of like, I'm like over them. Like I'm not like, are you still attracted to me? I'm like, honey, I've been knowing you're attracted to me, I guess, right? Is that
Yeah,
you?
you're right. I assume that I have vagina of gold. I'm going to be honest with you. I
Mhm,
feel
mhm.
very, very much like, and it's the reason why is because I spent majority of my life celibate. Like large chunks of the last 2 decades was without sex. So I'm like pussy tight, pussy lean. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very much like untouched, practically a virgin. So like I'd be like, oh, yeah, no, you still want this. You must still want this. So I think she's having a little bit of like woman insecurity, which is why she went and like did that to her hair. And
Which
then
I feel like
had
we're
been
saying. I also feel like I never look better than during sex. So if somehow I've gotten you to sex, then I know you're gonna be into it. I am insecure. I'm insecure the entire time before sex. But like, if I've attracted you and then you get to watch me on a pillow, then I mean, like, that's just modeling. That's like pillow modeling. You know what I'm
you
saying? Like,
model. Give us a little something. Give us a
well,
little
because
something.
I'm so flexible. So
Give
posing is easy.
Oh, so get Patreon. She's Patreon. She's
No,
giving
it's
us
because,
looks.
like there's like, like I feel like, when you're just like being able to do things like, like they're just, those are images that like I know they're gonna want to like see for the rest of their life, and print into their mind, their little virtual vogues. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh, wow, good. I'm so happy for you. This is much needed news. I what am I like? What am I like? I'm very verbal. Um, and like very much like afterward, like the before and the after is like, it's not awkward. I'm very much like, we're here. Let's just the whole fantasy. Let's just do all the things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, because most of the time I'm never drunk. That's another thing. Like, I don't have like drunken rendezvous with folks, so where it's like, oh, afterwards. No, afterwards I'm like, you hungry? I'm gonna make us a quesadilla. Like, let's go in the kitchen and chit chat. And like, then it's like normal. I don't know. I feel like it's great with me.
I know it is. That's why we're friends. You know what's great about going back to this episode is that I learned that Jaipur is how you say that name because
Oh, you didn't know?
no
So what'd you say? What'd you say?
Hyper, because I'll tell you right now, the reason why I because it's a filter on Instagram and because I'm a nightmare, I use it because also the Jaipur filter on Instagram lightens up your picture wherever you take it. So if you like take a dark picture somewhere, you need it to be like enlightened, and it's it's a story post. You then look at all the filters. The last one will be Jaipur, and now you know how to say the J, and you illuminate everything in the color. So, well, take a picture of yourself and then put that filter on it. See how how you buy a
Oh, I
Yep.
like Cairo because Jaipur, it makes me red. Whereas like Cairo, oh, that's Tokyo. Cairo does this. And you can't really tell them that. But like I like Cairo. Yeah, yeah.
Nicole doesn't.
Yeah. I
Sorry. I'm sorry. I
I
love
have
you.
so much to say about that.
Okay, let's move on. I love you.
Like no, she's the worst. Anyways, so I don't know what she thought her edit was gonna be, but like when you date someone outside of your culture, you should love their culture. If you don't, then don't fucking date them. It's just like wild to me. Anyways, so I learned that because there was a boot at Kolhan when I first started working with him that was the Jaipur boot. And so I looked it up and I was like, what's Jaipur? And I was like, oh, that's what it is. So, anyways, so she's on her way and she's really excited to meet him. And she gets in this car. And I don't know if producers set her up for it, but she decided to ask this driver too many questions. She was like, oh, I'm going to, do you take a lot of trips to Jaipur? And then she's like, yeah, I'm going to go meet my boyfriend, my fiance of 2 years. Isn't that crazy? And he's like, yeah, it is crazy. I was like, oh, it's awkward. So awkward. Then she gets there and we cut to him. And I guess he's having breakfast with his family with sweets and salty meats and bread, Chris.
Because they had all these beef footage of her making it. It was very ASMR, honey. She's like on a little, like she's sizzling a little meat or whatever, and she's like toasting, flipping, flopping like a little naan bread or whatever. I don't know. Like, I mean, and then yeah, like it's like a bunch of little cookies and things, and everyone has its own little bowl, and she presents it all in a tray for him, and then it's like, and do you want coffee? You like ingrateful small deed asshole. I don't know. Like, I have a lot of both of them are crazy. You know what everyone is? Everyone feels so immature no matter how old they are. No, age ain't nothing but a number, because Nicole's 37 and it feels like a 14-year-old she is. And Jen is, 119 and she feels like she's, like 29. And Rishi is like 22 and he's 2. So I don't understand. I don't understand age.
Rishi's 22.
Do you think any of those numbers are right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Debbie is 67, and she is just that handbag, that peacock handbag was everything. Anyways,
I love it.
Everything. So, she gets there. He gets excited. He lies to his family and tells his family that he's going to work when he's not. And they're like, please come back and see the village girl. And he's like, nah, I can't. I'm going to be at work. So he gets her right outside the apartment that he has procured for her. And she walks into that apartment and you think that it is like the first time she's ever seen an apartment, or she's very, very, like, she just wants to be very appreciative. And I loved it. I love the fact that she was like, oh my God, even though like after the fourth, oh my God, I was like, girl, she's like, oh my God, a bed. Oh my God, high ceilings. Oh my God, a kitchen. Oh my God, a couch. Oh my God. And Rishi's not romantic and he put flowers on the bed.
Yeah. And then she was like, where'd you learn how to do that? And I was like,
TV?
Anywhere, I guess. The answer? Yeah, that part was weird because how differently it turns. Especially, I wonder why at that moment she wasn't like, "Why isn't there a blanket that I want to use for the bed? And where are my towels in this nice bathroom?" I wish she had just also said that because for some reason that happens later and she's upset about the fact that those things aren't there or whatever. She's like freezing the next morning. Okay, I do think. Okay, so when she also was like, "Go out and get some adult drinks for us," and he brings over white wine, and she gets a little sleepy as the scene goes, sleepy-eyed. I think that, allegedly, because I'm no doctor and I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm not anyone that you want to sue. But maybe like I wonder if she enjoys like a little like papa something and like a little swooshy swoosh down the drain with it. You know what I'm saying?
I just wish that she would wear concealer. And when she does that look where she's like her chin is down and she's like looking up at him, she looks like fucking Freddy Krueger. I mean, not Freddy Krueger, but she looks like a scary like doll. Like they've caught her in this look several times on Patreon. The next time I see it, I will take a picture of it and show it to you.
It's
Or
like
maybe
I can't do because the lighting isn't like it's like
yeah, and because her eyes like are like low or something, and she's got like a high brow ridge, and I don't know. It just makes her look like a sinister marionette, and it's not for me. And then so she tells this man after they have their adult beverages on the balcony that she would like to wait to have sex with him because he, doesn't want him to just have sex with her and then be like, okay, well now I don't have to buy the cow. And then B, it's because she wants to ask him some questions to see whether or not he's been diddling around with the ladies. And she felt like it was an awkward time to ask him. And he was just like, well, what does it matter? We've had sex before. And she's like, well, I just want to like, ensure that you're going to marry me. And I'm like, that is such a weird, antiquated thing. It's like, she's like, you can't get the puss unless you marry me. And he's going to be like, I don't need it.
well, like here's the thing. If that is the case, too late. Too late. You already did give it to free. Like that. I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. And you already gave him a slice of the cake, so he ate it. So like, on to the next. I don't know what to tell you. If that's how you feel, then you already fucked it up.
Yeah.
You gave him the milk. That's the whole point. You gave him the milk. Now here's the thing. The good news is you could always, there's a new day. There's a new fish in the sea. So if that's the way you feel and you want to try the next round, then yeah, go slow the next round. But once you give it away, you can't jump back and be like, just kidding, no sex. Because here's the thing, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're probably gonna have sex. If they want to have sex, they're gonna have sex. And they've already had sex and they were like gonna have a hot, passionate kiss. And it was a great kiss. She knew it. And she felt it deep in her loins. So she knew that they were into each other. But yeah, listen, I don't think you can go back in time like that. I think that if that's the way you feel, and if that's the way you think they feel, that they are not going to either like respect you or you think that they whatever. I just don't see a way out, a clean way.
I mean, I think that anybody can pull it back at any time. I just don't think it has the effect that you might think it would. It looks stupid.
What do you mean it looks? That's weird. What do you mean? What? Okay, I love you. So, so they have little drinks. He's like, I just keep looking at that watch. She's like, why do you keep checking that watch? He's like, what do you mean with that watch? Why? She's like, what do you keep doing that thing? And he's like, yeah, here's the thing. I gotta like, I told my parents like a whole thing that's not true. And she like realizes
She's like, I don't want you to stay with me anyway because I don't want us to like have sex. I want us to get reacquainted. I want to get to know you. She's like, I got to do some more Kegels before I feel like I'm back to normal. And he's like, yeah, I told my parents one thing. So I got to go because they're going to be wondering where I'm at. And so then he's like, listen, I know that I'm being dishonest with my parents and I feel bad, but Jen is worth the risk. If only she could just like let me handle it in the way that I want to handle it. And at the end of this, I want to talk about what that looks like because Sumit thought the same thing. Why do they feel like they have to handle it in a very specific, odd way when the person gets there and the person only has 3 months to stay? All right. Now, 4 months, I mean. Now, this is the scene that I find to be annoying. So then we have the next scene with them, and in between is like a little transition scene of a woman picking up cow turds, cow patties, and like putting them on the ledge of a concrete fence, I guess, for them to dry in the sun. And I'm like, what, in what context do we need that scene? All it is providing shock factor to us Americans who've never seen that and have no idea what's happening. Like maybe the middle of the country farmers might know what she's doing, those who own cows, but I have no idea. And I just think that it's a way to, instead of 90 Day Fiance wanting to bring us together, it's a way to alienate an other, I think. So anyways,
yeah, I agree, completely agree. So he comes, so when he goes back to his house, they're all asleep. He doesn't have to tell him anything about the fact that he like late at the gym or he missed the date with the arranged marriage. Like he's just so happy that like he doesn't have to talk to his parents like a little boy, like coming back, like a sneaking way. It's so crazy.
That's so crazy. I don't have those parents. My parents would get up. They would hear me come in and they would get up from wherever they are laying and ask me about it.
Yeah, also it's a small place. It isn't like they can't hear him. It's like God bless. So then the next morning he comes back. He has 2 yoga mats. She's pissed, freezing and pissed. She's like, "You didn't leave me anything. I told you to get me basics, and there was nothing. There was no towels. There's no blankets. I want to know more. Like, I always feel like I'm a controlling person, and I'm like." Would I just be like, will you get me some basics? I don't know what I would say. I don't know what I would just like give him a list. I would be like, before you leave, let's make sure that the things I need are here. Like, I don't know what would have happened that I would have put on myself that she thought this 20-nothing-year-old was just going to know all the whims that she would want. I don't understand. When I look back at the bed, wasn't there a blanket there? Wow, wasn't that confusing?
It was a little sheet and it was like 2 twins pushed together like an I Love Lucy bed. Okay, here's one thing. The second thing is that he's 33. So, and he's useless apparently, because this 33-year-old useless man could not even think to get somebody toilet paper. He's like, "Oh, I wanted to wait for you to get here so we can buy the things together." Why? You don't know what a towel is? You don't have a towel in your home? You don't know what toilet paper is? You've never seen that? You don't think it was going to get cold for me? You didn't give me a blanket? You didn't give me anything? Like, I don't know what the weather is. You live here. You would know what the weather is. If you're sleeping with a space heater in this moment, then maybe you should think about getting me one. So like, then she doesn't even press the point. Like, no. She's like, "Well, I don't want to fight with him, so we're just going to go upstairs." Unfortunately, I don't have that bone in my body. We're going to fight.
It's really goes to show also culturally. Am I the only person like, okay, I guess I'm like this. Culturally, would you expect a heterosexual straight man from a culture like that to know about homemaking business, like what you would be comfortable with? I think it's he doesn't know any of those things because he's never bought those things. His mom does.
Toilet. Yeah, I mean, here's the truth. Yes, my brother does, and my brother never lived on his own. He's lived with my mom and then his wife. So like but he would know.
Yeah, babe. I'm not talking about your brother, an American person. I'm talking, yeah. This is an Eastern culture.
Fine.
Okay. Yeah, it's an Eastern culture. That's why.
No, I still want him to know. But I'll agree. Fine.
Okay.
But no. You need toilet paper, Chris?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's okay, like Whitney Houston, but I'm saying it's like an Indian or an Arab person that is like that level where I understand that person has lived in the surface of, or like a surface area of like 10 miles. That's it. I just would be like, I wonder if this person even thinks about that. It's just so polarized. The gender roles in those situations are so polarized, and I don't think.
You think Sumit wouldn't have got Jenny some toilet paper? First of all, no.
I can understand a world in which you forgot it. I think that he'd be dumb, but like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah. I mean, if you told me that, I would believe it. Yes, if you told me Sumit forgot, yeah, I would believe it. Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
The pressure is getting worse. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, Rishi's stupid, and he gets there and he does yoga with her, and then he calls her heavy, and like she's not heavy, you guys. She's maybe 170 at the most. If she's 5'8".
Yeah, but he's about 185.
He
She's not heavy. You're right. He's 185 pounds.
God, what
So
is he wearing? And then he's like, you see, we come together and like whatever. He's already getting on my nerves because I don't understand that. Then they go to some market to like, and he's wearing like a yellow scoop neck shirt. It is very low. I feel like I'm seeing his chesticles. Uh,
oh, his outfits are crazy. At one where he's wearing an 80s like light blue windbreaker and then carries like a pink and hot coral gym duffel bag. I mean, it's like Zach Morris. I mean, I was like, where did who? No, but listen. Having said that, I'm so happy we're on the show. If you think that one moment of this is being like, don't give me more of this, you're wrong. Okay, so I love it. When he gets into a taxi. Also, I love that he also they're both kind of crazy for each other and also bananas. And I'm so happy they're on the show. But also the other ways, which you said is we have to go, I know we have to move on. We've talked about this one for 20 minutes. Is that we do get this flip side of all the things we wish that Jenny had done or said to submit that she didn't early on. That Jen. Sorry, is that Jen's name? What are we talking about?
Jenny and Jen.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. Like I said it, and I was like, that can't be right. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Like that she ended up saying. So, they go shopping. So basically he's like, look, I want to introduce you to my parents, and but we have to go slow, and I can't introduce you to as my fiance right away. And she's like, I only have 4 months of my visa. He's like, yeah. So first time we're just gonna like say we're friends. She's like, she says okay to this or whatever, but then she later freaks the fuck out. They go shopping to find an outfit for her to wear, okay, and she's like Goldilocks, like no. Now at the same time, I don't understand why
would you say no to that? Would you say no to that? Wouldn't you get one of everything in 5 different colors?
She didn't pick any good colors. It's so weird. I mean, she's not, I was like, why don't you get this girl like a cobalt blue? Like this girl, let's like, I think
They don't know what she needs.
they got confused with the hair. They were like, what color are those hair? Like what curls she's gonna want. She's like, this isn't me. This poor young skinny guy has to keep like putting on the outfits, like, and she has to be like, it looks great on him or whatever. It's horrible. What she ends up doing is sort of picking a fight with him because she's not happy that he won't just right up be like, this is my woman. And it's also because she doesn't understand why he won't, because he's presented the fact that his parents want to be arranged marriage, but he told him long ago that he's not going to be in arranged marriage and he wants to be there for love, and he's his own man and he runs the household and like he like runs shit. So she's like, why are you putting her on your parents? But what he is a small little young man with this like tiny penis tucked in between his legs. And he's like, mommy, I'll make my coffee. Like, and I don't know how to use toilet paper. That's who he is. And so he has this conversation with her where he's like, no, honey, you don't understand. I just got to like finesse it right. I want everyone to be comfortable. And she's like, you want everyone to be comfortable? I just left my whole fucking life for you. What are you talking? Like, she picks until she gets the info where she kind of like goes in, but she says the things that we always what Jenny wanted to say, which is like, so I'll be here for 4 months. I'll be here for 4 months. So you just go and get at me when you're ready to like tell your parents the truth. I don't have time. Bye, bitch. Bye.
Yeah, it's like it's so interesting. Like I want to know what the magic formula is. Because Sumit and Rishi both feel like there's a formula in which they need to present it. Instead of just sitting down and saying, mommy, I know that you're looking for lovely village girls, but I truly want to marry somebody who's living in the United States. And then let all the fighting happen while she's not there. And then, mommy, the woman you've been fighting me about? Can I show you a picture of her? Can you FaceTime with her, mommy? Okay, mommy, daddy, can you like that's how you do it. You don't wait for the person to get there and then introduce them as a friend with like traditional clothing so that they feel like you would have needed to have a plan that's longer, not 4 months. You needed to tell Jen, hey girl, so listen, unfortunately, I can't just come out with it. I have to finesse the situation. I have to grease the squeaky wheel. So you're going to just have to move here. You're going to just have to move here and live here for 4 months and then maybe go back to the States for a couple and get another visa and come back. And then every time you're here, you visit with them once a month. You maybe take my mom out to do whatever once a month. And then maybe you come over and have cooking lessons with her, so she gets in, you learn the language. Come on, you got to start learning the language. Okay. You got to like start wearing saris around and understanding the culture and our religion. All right. And then you go back for a couple. And then when you're gone, I'm going to FaceTime you. You're going to talk to my mom. Okay. And then at the end of this, I'm going to tell my mom I would like to marry you. But why do they make it seem like it's just going to happen in like 2 weeks? They're just going to like do all of that. That is a long con type thing. And so anyways, let's move on from then. She gets upset and she like runs out of the place where they're getting the dresses, and she is like, listen, I'm not going to do this anymore. You tell me. You hailed me a cab. And he's just like holding her on her hips, and all I wanted to do is just like be in the Indian summer having a man hold my hips as he's looking longingly into my eyes, telling me everything is going to be okay. And she doesn't fall for it. She's like, no, 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 no. Guess what? Hail me a cab, please. And she gets in that cab and she like cries, or like, it's like, oh, no, 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 no. And we're like, okay, girl, but we're happy for you. Next couple is Isabel and Gabe. All right. So Gabe gets there. Isabel wakes the kids up and they get so excited because they're going to go see Gabe. And then we start to see in this episode exactly what happened. She and her kids lived an hour and a half away outside of Medellin. So the fact that they moved to the city to prepare a home for Gabe is like a big deal. So they all have like kissing and hugging at the fucking airport. It's really great. A lot of kissing. Gabe, like, I feel like Gabe wanted to like eat her out right there in the mall. Like he was just like very like kissy, 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 sucking those lips.
Yeah, but it was really cute. Mia Moore, and then just like Sarah is a little taller than Gabe. She's like, I grew. Gabe's like, yeah, you did, haha. And yeah, like
they get back to they get wherever to the apartment, drop their stuff off, and then she takes Gabe on some kind of like whatever around the town square, and they eat like intestines and sit down, and then he asks her, what about your parents? And she's like, oh, I don't know, it's your body, it's your choice, you can tell them if you want to, which is exactly what I was thinking to begin with. And he's like, no, I want to tell them. And so she's like, yeah, they don't want to have to choose, but it's what needs to happen. Also, one thing that happens is that he tells her like, hey, I have your name tattooed, as well as I removed the tattoo of the other person on the back. He also finds out that Sarah has known the entire time that he's trans, and he was very shocked at how nice or like normal Sarah treated him. Sarah treated him after finding out that he was trans. So I think that was really a nice moment. Chris, you have anything else to say about them?
No, I love you. Sorry, guys. You're like, you talked 26 minutes about one couple and 2 minutes about another couple. But you know what? That's life.
Yeah. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Jamie and Chris. So they woke up in the titty pillow bed, and Chris, apparently they have really good sex. And I'm just like, what does Jamie see in Chris?
It has to be money. I don't know De Niro, because like Chris to me is like not it. Like,
Not
with
it.
your eyebrows back in America, honey. Like she wakes up, those eyebrows are gone. I don't but at the same time, I don't think that Jamie will ever show us any good taste. Like I like the way that Jamie like dresses herself. She has cute sunglasses and a cute like black jacket, but I don't even like, even the sheets on this bed, like I cannot tell you, it rates like a dorm room. Like I feel like those are the sheets that I saw at LMU during the aughts when I went to college. Like I just can't deal with the choices any of them make. They wake up the next morning, she's a different PJs, and I'm like, I guess I don't like the lingerie, and I don't like these PJs either. I just want some stylish women.
I just was like, she said, oh, she can't have men, she's allergic to men. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. And I don't know what else they were talking about in the room. In the bedroom, but like the next episode that I see them is that they talk about money.
Yeah, in the bedroom they start talking about like, well, you got this place, and I said I only want to spend 400 and you spend 500. In your mind you're like, okay, well that is an increase of 20%. That's a 20% increase, of what you thought. Like, because 500 is like, well, doesn't seem like that much if you're going to spend 400, but I mean it is if you're budgeting that to the point where it is a 20% increase, than what you're thinking.
Yeah, I guess I just the whole time was like, you're upset over $100, but this is the exact apartment that you want. So like,
did you know how like what you wanted would be? Was that like, and also, yeah, we get into the fact that Jamie was working. For some reason, she's not now, and she's like, yeah, I'll go back to work. And
no, she's on vacation. She took a 30-day vacation.
Well, then yeah, like she's gonna give you some money too.
Okay. Yeah, and it's like then the girl is like, I mean, $500. I mean, I guess it's different like when you're from Mississippi or Alabama or wherever she's from, but like I'm like $500. That's how much it is. Danielle's dumbass is going to fucking Dominican Republic paying 2,000 US for an apartment. You're getting this great apartment for 500 US? Oh, okay. Like, I don't know. It was just like, I get it. You're penny pinching because you're not going to be able to work here, but Jamie works. And like, don't you have like 15 jobs? Like, she like is a manager. She also got into a fucking car accident, like broke her neck. Like, I feel like Chris has money. I
Yeah.
feel like she has money. I feel like she has money tucked away. She has 2 homes. Like, she's money. So
That
like,
story is crazy. Could you imagine? So she gets in a car accident and like hurts her back, and then goes to the hospital,
breaks
and
her
then
neck, bro.
7 days
Breaks her neck.
next breaks a neck, goes to the hospital. 7 days after the hospital, gets out of the hospital, is driving home from the hospital, gets in a car accident, and hurts her neck. That's crazy. So yeah, but it is a lot. So they go to a pharmacia, honey, and they get her baby toothpaste, which is bubblegum flavored. And then, then they're like, here, get this medications for narcolepsy. And then they're like, or maybe they're also like, oh, I need this medication for my back. It's just a lot or whatever. And I think that Jamie is kind of like, Chris is like, is she dying? And she's just like, it's a lot. And it seems dramatic. It seems kind of like victim-y. I I feel like an energetic trigger to this kind of energy. And so it actually like makes me really uneasy or anxious if someone is just unfortunately encumbered by many things. I can't explain it, where it's
Yeah,
just
she's got a lot of ailments, and like
yeah.
also she also not only does she have all these ailments, she also has like a authority complex or something. There's something about it that makes it feel like she's expecting Jamie to behave in a certain way that we haven't. Like, she's like, you have to talk to me about things before you do them. So there's some baggage there where there's some kind of money baggage. And she's like, well, I'm willing to pay for everything. Like, I can handle the bills for a while. And I'm like, how long is a while? And what is it? What is your true expectation? Like, I don't know. I feel like Jamie is the feminine energy in this scenario. She's the one who's bringing the boys to the yard. Like, you are not equally yoked. And so what you bring is money. And I don't know why Jamie is interested in Chris. Like, I don't know what brought them together.
Yeah, like
Like,
it's
let's see who that Texas woman is. Maybe we need to bring Texas in. Swap out.
Jamie Chris is depressing, and it's not just that she has ailments, it's that they drag her down, honey. It's a lot of it. And there's a lot of this it's just a lot of this energy, and it feels like an anchor just wants to like
Yes.
jump on you and then just drag you down in the pits of the ocean as you're just like, like a deadly anchor Ursula, and you're just like one of those souls like
Yeah,
anyway.
and it's the financial abuse. Like, I feel like she's going to be financially abusive. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm picking up. So Jamie is like, girl, that she got a lot. Like, not only the narcolepsy, and I hope that Jamie did her research on what narcolepsy is, but she's like, now you're gonna have a surgery that's gonna cost $100,000. I'm like, $100,000? You got no insurance? Did nobody have insurance?
It sucks to be allergic to mint. I love mint.
I almost have it every night because I almost always eat something that has onions in it. And if I don't eat mint and like drink copious amounts of water, I'll wake up with a migraine because of the smell of onions in my belly. It's very annoying.
Oh god, I feel so bad. It's like a mint watermelon, like feta salad, like even vegan feta is really good in this kind of salad with pistachios and a little lime and salt. Ugh, yummy. Of course, Lebanese in any kind of way with mint. I love it dried and regular. I love, I'm like a hot za'atar bread. Don't just give it to me. Speaking of Arabic food,
Let's move on.
to Nicole and Mahmoud. So uh Nicole and Mahmoud, leave the airport, and Ibrahim is going to pick them up. Now, I don't know why didn't say this the first episode. I feel like I did. She's rocking a Chanel bag. Whether she got it vintage or whether it's fake, I'm not quite sure. But it's a Chanel bag. I mean, it looks like a Chanel bag. No, I can't see up close to see if it's fake, but just putting it out there. She has such a stylish energy. he like does something on the phone and she gets mad at it. Like he says it's what if it's a surprise, but it also like makes me feel like she is anxious or think that she's like he's cheating on her. It's a weird moment.
I thought she just felt like he shouldn't be on the phone right now, like talk to her. And I was just like, is that a heating cup? Is that a cup that stays heated? A
Yeah,
mug?
yeah.
And so then
I mean, like only because of it isn't like it isn't something that is hot. It isn't ember. It's just a corksicle. An ember mug is the ones that are like like this would
oh
this
yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. It isn't that. Okay, okay.
no.
I was like, "Ugh, I want one of those. How are they?" That's what I was thinking.
I don't have one, but I keep looking at them, and I think there was one on Costco, like EMBR, and I keep looking at whether there's one that's like that, and there's one that's like a tumbler, and I kind of feel like I want the tumbler one because I feel like I can use it more often. But
Mm.
some people say that like it stops working or whatever, and it's like 900. It's like 900. It's not
I
$900.
was like, never mind, I don't want it.
$1,000. It's $1,000 piece of equipment. I think it's like 99 or 200 or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, wow, I don't never mind. I don't want my tea to stay warm that bad. It's so annoying because tea is like hot, 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 perfect temperature, done. Like perfect temperature cold. It like you have to get it in like you have like 2 minutes to drink it at the right temperature. Okay, speaking of tea, let's get back to this Arab nation where they offer her tea. I can't like also tea out of a glass container. Isn't it not hot?
Hot. It's hot.
Okay.
But listen, no. They know that it's gonna be hot, so they don't make the tea that hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
good to know. Because I mean, I have been wondering for years.
Right.
So she gets upset by that, and then like a chauffeur, Ibrahim drives them to the house, and she's like, "Well, who's all gonna be there?" When she said, "Well, who all's gonna be there?" I was like, "Bitch, get back on that plane immediately. Who all is gonna be there? You have moved to the country. You don't think that they would like the family would surround you in love? They know you. You're their daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, aunt. What is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? If you knew that you needed a day to like recuperate, then you should have told him that you didn't come in until the next day and then have him meet you at the hotel and then just be like, hey, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I need a moment by myself. But don't act like who all is going to be there. And then she starts talking about how there's too many people. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, this sounds like weird colonialism. Like you don't understand how families work. Like you don't understand how ethnic families work.
Mm-mm.
And it just is this was made me mad. I'm like, divorce him. Because everything that she says to him henceforth is her regretting the choices that she's made and then wanting him to change for her.
Yep. She'll sometimes admit it. She'll be like, "I didn't know what I was getting myself into, so you should." I'm like, what
Nope.
she's 37 or 38. I don't get it. She truly feels like she is in her first relationship and she is 14 or 15. Like, I don't understand how you could be so ignorant. And for him, I also think that he's ignorant as well. But he's a little younger at least, I don't have to tell you, and he hasn't made a major move to a major big city and lived 10 years. So I don't know why. I guess I feel a little more like girl, but I mean, both of them feel like they are babies. This is their first time in a relationship, and they are just in love with the idea of finally being in a relationship without even caring or knowing or seeing who they're in a relationship with. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, his older brothers did say this is the first person to get his dick wet. So that's why he's like the way he is. But
Yeah.
I
But what's
mean,
her excuse?
yeah, I don't know. Her bag is heavy and he's like trying to like haul it up these 17 flights. He gets to their door and he's like, "Oh, you remember to take off your shoes." And she gets upset about that. Like, of course I remembered. So then they get into the home and there's like 6 children. And there's the mother-in-law, then there's like the brother, and then there's the Chinese wife, and she's like learned like spotty English. I'm sure she speaks whatever her local language is. I mean, talk about a polyglot. I'm here for the women who speak all the languages.
My God bless.
I wish it was me. And so then like brother-in-law is like talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, it's too much fried food. Oh, it's too much like noise. It's too much going on. I'm an introvert." And then not nearly 5 minutes later, she's gonna tell Fatima that she needs friends. Fatima's like, I'll be your friend because you're, you know, Egyptian women don't need to go out and about. They're here. They have duties. Like, and she just doesn't fucking get it. And then she's like, well, we need our own place. And he's low key like, no, I got my own place with you the last time and you fucking bounced after 2 months. Like, I don't want that to happen again. And I had to like recoup and move and break a lease and do all that shit. So, like, no, we're going to stay here until you decide what the fuck you really want to do. And then we're going to go then we can, you know, just like,
I don't think this is gonna work out. I think they're both bananas crazy. I don't even have to tell you about that, and I think Fatima knows. I think she's like, I'm not gonna get too invested with this one. She's gonna leave tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted those potato chips so bad.
I
Juan.
know.
No, I don't. Do you?
What's on them? Like, what is the seasoning? Is it something delicious? Like, I just wanted, she was like they were forcing her to eat fucking, I don't know what, like cassava. I don't know what she thought it was. It's potatoes. Then the kids, I mean, that one daughter just wanted to get on her dad's neck so bad. And he was just like, yeah, no, no, you have to stay with Arab people and Arab, Egyptian women hang out with each other. You don't need friends. And I wanted to be like, girl, if you don't take your fucking leg off my shoulder, get that leg off my shoulder. And she's just looking like bright-eyed. And I know she's tired because like obviously she's been traveling for a long time. So then they go into the room and she's like, we got to talk about, you're insistent that I cover up. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. He's like, I don't want to talk about it now. My family is there. We can't start fighting. Also, there's a whole ass camera crew in front of my face.
Yeah. She's like, no, now. You know, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you other than this. And it's just so confusing. You don't have to live this way and you don't have to do this. But if you respect your Muslim man, then what he's saying is your body and your beauty is 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 something that I want to protect so that no one will ever harm you or think that you aren't protected and loved. Like that's what it's like a weird thing. I mean, I know it sounds weird if you're not, it's an unfamiliar thing to be like.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to say, he says it like it's not just my religion, it's the way I grew up, my mother, my family. To you are my loved, my chosen, my beloved, I'm going to protect you with my life. No one can say anything about you, ever whisper anything about you. They can't, not even about your body or just anything. You are like
Protected and loved.
Yeah, I just don't know to tell you. Like it's just a different way of seeing it, or like knowing that you feel comfortable and secure. It's like you doing that makes him feel like you feel comfortable and secure that no one could hurt you. It's like it's different. So it's just they don't know that. They won't understand each other. It's a cultural divide, and unfortunately like they just keep yelling at each other from different parts to understand each other. But I mean,
and this fool's gonna be crying next episode in the bathroom like, I'm so homesick.
She looks bananas. She's a banana. I know quite. She's also someone who would give me anxiety if I had to be around that person as an energy like too much. Like I think that they would just be like, listen, I feel like she has an interesting style and stuff, but if I was in conversations with her too much, there'd be times in which I would have to then like download to someone else what that person had said to me to be like, this is what she said to me, because she's too beyond.
People say the craziest thing to you. Every time I'm with you somewhere, you're like, yeah, this happened. And I'm like, someone that said that to you, you're like, no, it definitely happened. I'm like, what? Yeah, what? Yeah, she would absolutely say something crazy. Like, no, I like love fava beans and that's all I eat. Or something like I regrow them myself in my kitchen.
There's something about her that I feel like I think she has a very linear way of thinking. And I think that she is someone who has anxiety. And I think that she manifests her anxiety in ways that are kind of controlling. And the not eating the potatoes and I think the fried food conversation gave me some vibes of like maybe like
Mhm.
maybe someone who is blue butterflying a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard that statement, but I guess I picking up what you're putting down. Um, so like, yeah, she definitely is like, it's just weird that she immediately is like, oh, it's too much. It's too much family. It's too many people. And
Mhm.
all I can think of is if somebody were to tell me right now, I mean, he would have to look a little bit better than Mahmoud. I'm not saying Mahmoud's ugly. He's just a little too skinny for me. I just need him to look like a man. But if somebody were to tell me that some Arab man wanted to take me and just throw me into his family, and all of a sudden I had all these people around me. Now, would I need vacations? Yes. Would I need time away monthly? 100%, because I just need that. But like, and would I want to be in servitude and cooking? No. But I'll go work. um I know you're not supposed to work, and I would have to, it would be hard for me, so I would do stuff online. I would have to tell him, like, unfortunately, I know you don't want me to work, but I have to, because I need my own money. And so like, if you don't want me to go out into the world, then get me some good Wi-Fi, because I need to create content. We would have
Wait,
to.
I wanna say something. Is they never say that she can't go out in the world. They're saying you're gonna feel more comfortable when you speak Arabic that you can go out. What the weird thing they say is that you don't really need friends because you have your family that are friends. Now, here's an honest to God true thing. If you grow up in Egyptian society, of course you can have friends. Like, of course they have friends who are not their family, but they know this weird ass blonde girl who can't speak Arabic is not gonna make any fucking friends in Egypt. She can't, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that also that's another thing. She can go out, but look at her. She's about to die right now in this apartment, surrounded by the only Egyptians she knows. They just know that this fragile bird, honey, is just not gonna
Yeah,
run around and make a goddamn, bunch of friends in Egypt right away.
she's gonna have to go like learn. She's gonna have to like take some classes or something. She's gonna have to go to like Cairo and like do some tourist touring or whatever. Like, she could do that. But what I'm saying is that I would love to be enveloped and loved into a family. I would be happy with that. Would I still need my peaceful times? Absolutely. But the fact is that I also find it nice that the family isn't pressuring her to have kids, because they haven't even discussed that at all. And approaching the time, and fried foods, I mean, she's not going to want to get pregnant. So anyways, let's move on to Debbie and Julian. I didn't take any notes from this one, and I'm sad about it, but Julian is rude. Julian treats, have you ever had this situation, and no shade to you, Chris, but
Oh no.
I've always had this with my like friends who didn't have, like, who are only children.
Okay.
Sometimes they fight with their parents in front of
Uh-huh.
me, and it
Uh-huh.
makes me feel so uncomfortable. And it's and that is what Julian did to Debbie in front of that lawyer. And like, it made me go, does Debbie do that to him? Has Debbie ever like publicly shamed him? Like, and maybe that's where he gets it from. But I was like, oh, that, I don't like it. Like, I understand your concerns, but you don't go there and be like, yeah, she's a fucking idiot for getting with this 24-year-old guy. And then the lawyer's like, oh, he's 24. It's just like, I don't know. He didn't do his mother any service at that point. So she has a fabulous peacock bag, though.
My God, I know, and fabulous glasses, and she's so beautiful. But yeah, they go to see a lawyer to pretty much talk about a prenup, and then he's like, "Yeah, just." But the good thing is, like, if I get this prenup here with you in Alabama, like, what good is it abroad? And she's like, "Not good. Doesn't really make a difference. But if your money's here, like, whatever." And so it doesn't make a difference. Like, she would have to keep her money in her own bank account. And she's like, well, I might just like make a joint bank account, have some money there or whatever. And he like just freaks out. He's just like, Osama is, I don't trust him. And he is just going to like, run over my mom. And just like, she's, living in a fantasy land. And she's like, well, I just think everything's going to turn out right. He's like, well, your last two marriages, like, it's the same energy that I always call it like Rebecca energy, which is that an older, no, a seasoned woman, it could be anything, a seasoned person is their own family and younger members of their family, if not their own kids, come with an energy like your shit's not to be fucking trusted, and you have not left a track record where your choices are good ones.
Yeah. They fully don't trust their parents. They don't trust any choices that their parents are making. And it's like, wow, if your kid does not trust your choices as an adult, then you did something to lose that trust from them. Like they've watched you make poor choices. But who my thought is like, Debbie, I know you feel 67 and sprite and bright, but do you really think you're gonna go to Morocco and what? Get old there and die there? Like, you, ma'am, this man is gonna have to take care of you, usher you into. I mean, you're already there at your like your like twilight years or whatever. Like, you think you're gonna live? You're 67. How long are you gonna be with him? You 10, 20 years, 87? Okay, maybe. But are you gonna fly back to the US for checkups? Or are you gonna like you need a lot of doctor support. Like, what about your arthritis and whatever? Like, I don't know. It's just like weird. It's weird. And I just didn't like the way Julian was like shaming her. Like, yes, she's making a poor choice. Yes, yes, yes. But I just felt like he was like, just his last ditch effort to like make her feel shitty is like, that was kind of rude in front of that lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I can feel his pain and desperation that I think that he feels like his mom is truly making a bad choice, and it's a scary choice because she does give off this kind of like Blanche Dubois energy. Like, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. You're kind of like, what a beloved character you are, and you are to be protected, but like, we want the best for her, like, and I don't know what I would do if I had a mom or anyone I cared about that was like an older lady like that was going to make a scary decision, like, it's one thing to respect their decisions, another thing to be like, oh my God, please don't do this. I might be the only person in your life that could truly be like, don't fucking do this. So it's hard, I just feel like she says, you only live once, or she kind of hints that maybe she's doing this to like feel alive as much as she can until she dies, and that she wants to be vibrant and she wants to do what makes her happy, and she maybe, she wants a little change, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I do see what you're saying. I just, when they're that old, just, I mean, the only thing I can think of is that Julian is like, am I going to have to go to Morocco to like get you? Or like,
Yeah.
What am I going to have to do? And I'm like, then Julian, just start saving up money now, because you are. Go visit her. Go visit her once a year. Like, do what you got to do. Go with her to Morocco and look at Osama. Like, there are things that he could do to kind of support his mom, but protect her at the same time. And he could easily just go, unless he's a cop. I was gonna say, unless he has a criminal record and can't get a visa. But like, he could go. And it's that thing. It's sometimes it's American thing where they don't do that and they just want to judge. Like, when what's her face's Nicole's dad is like, well, I could never go to Egypt. And I'm like, you absolutely could, but you're not going to, because it's too foreign and it's too weird for you. You would just rather step back and talk shit than like go and support your person in their poor choices.
Absolutely true.
So I don't know. That's what I'm just thinking. I just felt like it was too sad of a situation for me to make fun of it. Otherwise, it was funny. I mean, like when he was doing it in front of the house, like at the house with just the camera crew there, that was cute. But like when he did it in front of that lawyer, I just was like, you're just making her. And she got quiet because he like fucking whatever. But anyways,
she sometimes, the way when she says Osama, she says it like I would think Roseanne Barr would say it. Such a flat sounding vowels in her Osama.
I thought she sounded like she was from Jersey for a second. One of the things that she said was very like, yeah, I'm not from the blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh, I mean, I knew she wasn't from Georgia because that woman would have a twang, but like, yeah.
To me, she sounds Midwestern. There's something kind of like, nah, what I don't know. There's a flat sounding
I'm there. It's bag instead of bag. You want me to do a bag for you? I'm like, a bag? Yeah, bag. Okay.
Yeah, especially her bag. Her bag.
Her bag.
I want that peacock egg.
And everyone says sure here. Like I'm like, oh, blah, 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 sure, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh, all right, you guys. I mean, we spent so much time talking about Rishi and Jen,
It's
and then
unbelievable.
what?
It's unbelievable how much time we spent talking about them.
And then we zoomed through the last five, like the last four. So coming up next episode, Danielle is still being a dick. She calls him toxic.
I know. I'm so happy that I was so happy that they weren't on this episode. And I was just
Yeah.
like, oh God, I kind of wish I wasn't on this whole season now that you like gave us a taste of what life could be like without them. Jen and Rishi is a really great couple. Like there's a lot of great couples. Like, I love the fact that we have so much new blood. And it's just like, yeah, that Danielle and Johan are the most boring ones.
They're not boring. I mean, to me, they're boring if you've already seen them the first time. This is now just another side of them that we just don't want to see because the first one was so much better. And crazy. Now she's like mean. She's told him his job is bad. Then she tells him like, "Oh, you better quit soon." And like, why would I marry somebody who can't pay for things? And like, she's just like negative and mean. And now she's gonna tell him he's toxic.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you're right.
it's like she's mean, and we don't want to see her be mean. And Jen and Rishi are good too because she looks like the Joker. That's what Jen looks like. Jen looks like the Joker. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, everyone else and Nicole and Mahmoud are gonna get on my nerves very quickly because they're just gonna fight about the same things in circles. So
Well, here's the thing. We have so much coming up. We will tell you that we have life during lockup happening, honey, because you know how that works. It's just one after another. So, already in the new season of that, and we have some new docu-series we're going to do coming up. So, lots on the docket. If you'd like to follow us, you're absolutely welcome to on our social medias, honey. At DocuSweeties exists on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, and at DocuSweeties1 on Twitter. This entire time, we've been live streaming and just posing in any way possible. And I think this episode alone is worth our Patreon fee. Well,
yes, so you could do so by going to patreon.com/DocuSweeties. And it's $10 a month. And you get to see the visuals of what you are hearing now.
yeah, just posing. We pose.
I can't do both. I can barely do this one. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for joining us to Patreon. We love you guys. And we go live the first Monday of every month. So we're not going to go live the first Monday of March because I will be traveling. It's also Chris's birthday. So there's a lot happening. What's happening with these looks?
Wait, we always go live. So why are you telling me I'm not going to go live?
Because we're not going to be here.
What do you mean we're not going to be here? What are you talking about? March 6th?
Yeah.
Why would I not? I'm here.
Oh yeah, Chris is going to go live. She's very upset. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to go live the first Monday of this month.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't tell me even. I didn't know that about. So she's like dropping information. For some reason, this is why I'm weirded out because
we fully had this conversation where I was like, "Oh, I'm going out of town," and you're like, "Oh, you're going out of town on my birthday." Remember,
we were talking about the live. I didn't know when you were leaving. I mean, okay, God bless. I will be going live because I care about you.
Yeah, I will not be in town.
But no, she deserves a break, and we can talk about the fact that my birthday is the next day. So, thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys so muchies, whatchies. And did we say that you can go to patreon.com/DocuSweeties for all the info? Yes, we did. Well, anything else?
All right, you guys. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.